You're scrolling through your feed, just catching up on the usual highlights. Funny videos, new music drops, the normal buzz of the day, when suddenly a lyric cuts through the noise like a lightning bolt. It's Quavo, and his voice isn't just rapping, it's carrying weight. Real weight. The kind that makes you stop mid-scroll. The kind that makes your heart do that little skip because you can feel it's personal. She messed with my dog behind my back. Now shit got messy. It's not just a clever rhyme. It's an open wound, wrapped in rhythm. And instantly, the internet erupts. That one sentence pulls a whole cloud of old rumors right back into the spotlight. Rumors people thought had burned out years ago, but now they're burning hotter than ever. Sappy danseurs, when a song turns into a firestorm. Let's start here. Messy, Quavo's track with Takeoff was already heavy with energy. The beat knocks, the flow is clean, but then that lyric drops, and everything changes. Fans lean in, rewind, and play it again, because they know that wasn't just random wordplay. That was loaded, that was deliberate. And as soon as people heard My Dawg, they didn't think of just any friend. They thought of Offset, the cousin, the groupmate, the man Quavo shared stages, studios, and countless memories with. Blood may be thicker than water, but in hip-hop, loyalty is thicker than both. Or at least, it's supposed to be. Quavo never actually says the name. He doesn't have to. That's the thing about music, especially rap. Sometimes what you don't say speaks louder than what you do. Leaving it unsaid turns it into a riddle the whole internet wants to solve. From love story to public breakup. Before the tension, before the speculation, Quavo and Saweetie were hip-hop's it couple. They had that icy, luxurious vibe, the kind of love story that made for good Instagram captions and viral moments. Matching designer outfits, over-the-top gifts, cute interviews where they'd make each other laugh. Fans weren't just watching their relationship, they were invested in it. But then, March 2021 hit, and Saweetie broke the internet with a tweet that was short, sharp, and impossible to misinterpret. Presents don't band-aid scars. Intimacy isn't real when it's being shared with other women. It wasn't subtle. It was a declaration. The world saw it, screenshotted it, and instantly began filling in the blanks. Not long after, an elevator video leaked. No screaming, no full-blown fight, but enough awkward, heavy energy to make you feel like you were watching something you weren't supposed to see. Later, both called it unfortunate. But it was too late. The image of that moment was burned into public memory, and it added fuel to the fire that was already spreading. Schechters Babarwiwens. The family twist. Here's where it gets deeper. Quavo and Offset aren't just rap collaborators, they're family, cousins, brothers in every way that matters. They came up together, made money together, changed music together. So when rumors started swirling that Offset might have been involved with Saweetie, whether before or after the breakup, the sting wasn't just about romance. It was about betrayal on two levels, as a man and as a family member. For Quavo, putting that pain into a lyric wasn't just catharsis, it was an act of exposure. It was choosing to let the world in on a fracture that went way beyond music beef. Dubro. Why this hits people. Personally. Sure, it's celebrity drama on the surface, but the reason people can't stop talking about it, it's because it echoes something a lot of us know too well: betrayal by someone you trusted. 1. It shatters stability. Trust isn't built overnight. It's built through shared history. When that's broken, it's like the ground falls out from under you. 2. Public wounds cut deeper. Most of us get to deal with our heartbreak privately. Quavo had to live his in headlines and hashtags. 3. Walking away is power. Saweetie's silence since then hasn't been weakness. It's been her way of keeping control over her narrative. 4. Blood doesn't always mean loyalty. Sometimes the people closest to you are the ones capable of hurting you the most. A rumor that refuses to die. Fast forward to 2025, and just when it seemed like maybe the world had moved on, DJ Academics reignited the whole thing on a live stream. He claimed the Offset Saweetie rumor was absolutely true. No new proof, no receipts, just words. Still, that was enough to send Twitter, TikTok, and every gossip page into a frenzy again. Cardi B, married to Offset, shot the claim down. Saweetie didn't respond. Offset stayed quiet. And the internet did what it always does. It took the silence as fuel. Rumors like this have a way of living forever, not because they're proven, but because they're possible. And because they touch on themes people relate to, loyalty, respect, betrayal, they stick in our collective memory. Dabatansi Draus for the people in the eye of the storm. Quavo turned his pain into music, but every performance of that song means revisiting the wound. That's the double edge of art. It can heal, but it can also keep the hurt alive. Saweetie made her choice to rise above it, focusing on her career, her brand, and her own life, instead of feeding into online noise. Offset is caught in a shadow he may or may not deserve. In the court of public opinion, being associated with a rumor can be almost as damaging as being guilty of it. Just why we keep watching. It's not just because we like gossip, it's because these situations feel like real life. Only magnified, we see the same patterns we've experienced ourselves, but set against the backdrop of fame and fortune. When you strip away the fame, the music, the millions of followers, what's left is something deeply human. A story about love, trust, and what happens when both get tested. That's why people replay the lyric, dissect it, make memes, and speculate. Because somewhere in it, they see themselves. Shutters, the bigger picture. Here's the thing. We'll probably never know the full truth. Maybe that's for the best. Celebrities may share more of their lives than the average person, but that doesn't mean we're entitled to every detail. What we do know is that one lyric managed to turn private pain into a public conversation about loyalty. And that's rare. Music often tells stories, but it doesn't always start cultural debates. This one did. It's also a reminder that success doesn't protect you from human struggles. If anything, it amplifies them. Your heartbreak isn't just your own. It becomes part of the public record, forever searchable, forever analyzed. Life doesn't happen in neat, rhyming couplets. It's raw, it's messy, and sometimes the people you thought would stand beside you forever are the ones who end up shaking the ground beneath your feet. If you've ever had a lyric hit you like a memory you didn't want to remember, you know exactly what Quavo was feeling when he stepped into that booth. Stick around. Subscribe. We'll keep peeling back the layers on the stories behind the music. The heartbreaks, the rivalries, the moments that remind us these artists are as human as the rest of us. Because the truth is, the most powerful verses are the ones that bleed a little, and that's what makes them unforgettable.